G'day and welcome back to Duck Solid Gaming and Willamina Forest. We are back here on our 24-day seasons hardcore challenge on a map that is full of forestry, and we have to carve out our existence, literally. Alright, so what we are doing today is we've finished off finally our other 3 new fields over on the other side of the river. We've ploughed them all in, and now what we need to do is we need to head on over there and finish prepping those fields off. We need to get some lime on there. So while the weather is fine, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to head on over there. However, it is getting to night time, so I think we might do a transition and do some other little things first. So let's have a look at the sheep first. Okay, so sheep are going to be okay. They'll survive through the night, which is fine. Now, the other thing we want to do actually while we're in there, we did mention in the last episode, we were going to look at our loan and see what we've got in the way of loan, and we don't have a loan, so we are liability free. So the money we own now is the money we have, so that is fantastic. Happy with that. All right, so without further ado, let's head on in and go through the night. I'm not tired. I am tired. It's 8:30 at night. Come on. Let's help it along a bit, will we? Right. Now we're going to be tired, surely. Why don't you want to let me sleep? I want to sleep, I said. Right, there we go. We're going to sleep for 10 hours. That should be fine. No more space to place new pallets at the sheep. Right, so we need to fix that up. All right, so we've slept in a little bit. 6:32, or 6:53 actually, even worse. That's okay. All right, what we need to do is we need to take this horse here down and over to the other side of the fields and get some fertilizer, some lime on the fields. Unfortunately, we haven't got the proper hitch on the utility, so we can't use that. So what we will do is we're going to use our, this one. We'll use this one. Use our Zerian. All right, pull him out. The trusty workhorse. Come in here, get the horse, then we'll go down the bottom end of the farm if we need to fill up, and we do need to fill up, and that's okay. But what we did is we actually ordered in a new auger wagon. Right, apologies for that, but we ran out of space on our recording drive. Yes, we filled it up. I thought we still had 41 gig free, but we didn't. We had 41 meg. So anyway, we're okay. So what we were saying was we are going to head down here and we're going to fill this up with some lime. Now we bought a new auger wagon with 60,000 litre capacity, just purely for storing and delivering some lime to us when we go over the other side, far side of the field. Now I do have a plan for dealing with that in future. I am going to buy a truck with a special auger coal, I think it's a coal grouper is what it's called, wagon or trailer, and we're going to utilize that for for transporting seed and fertilizer, for instance, over the other side of the fields. So but for the lime, I have another solution that I purchased. Now we head on over here to our new tracked Zerion. You can see there's our new auger wagon. It's a Rishiga, if I pronounced that right, or Richiga, and that's what we're using for the moment. So just going to see how this works. We may have ended up wasting our money. It may not be effective enough to do what we wanted to do, but certainly it has a decent capacity, and it's enough for us to utilize for this job, we hope. All right, so we're just going to back this up, put the auger out, and hopefully we should just be able to pump this straight in. Come back nice and easy. We don't want to do any damage to anything. Got to fix those sheep pallets up. Right, that's not unloaded like we want it to. All right, let's try this another way just to be sure. Oh, I was trying to use the keys there, not the steering wheel. My bad. All right, let's bring on around. This has been a disaster so far. Can we recover? All right, let's see if we can get this offloading into here. Doesn't look like it, does it? There we go. Right. So he's going to take a third of his load and put it into the horse. And there we go. Right, now. Right. And off we go. So we'll jump in cab as we head on over the other side. So there we go. A little bit of mucking about, a little bit of screwing around, a little bit of incompetence, and but after all that, we're good to go. All right. So I hope everyone is doing well. We are obviously back here and continuing on. We're enjoying this. We've just got to the point where we're expanding the farm even further. We need to work out what and if we're going to put a cover crop or a winter crop in. Certainly grass is an option. But I don't know. We'll have to have a look and see what we can do. We might put some oilseed radish in just for something different. But yeah, I have to have a bit of a look at that and think about what we want to do and what we're going to achieve with it. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Right, let's just... Alright, let's just very carefully push these out of the way. Need to bring the forklift over. We'll just very carefully push them over here out of the way. Right. There we go. And then you should be able to start collecting wool again. Put them away. We're going to have to come over and grab those and put them into the wool storage shed. Don't want to leave it out in the weather. But it's a nice summer day at the moment. So I think everything will be okay in that regard. Alright, so as we come all the way through here, right, and here we are. We're here. Okay. So we'll start in this big field here first. Well, the bigger field here. And we'll just get that cracking. Right. And there we have it. So as you can see, we finished off the other two fields over there. And that's all ready to go. So we'll finish this off, do this one, and then we'll head on over there and get those two with a coating of lime as well. And this is where we're going to see how certain implements respond with this sort of land. Like we'll get an even coverage from the lime spreader, for instance. I mean, it helps if I'm actually over near the side, so I'm actually getting it to the sides and the borders. But yeah, so will we actually get a full coverage, or will it sort of stop covering in some areas because of the lay of the land? But yeah, so it's certainly something we're going to be mindful of and just sort of taking note of, because we may well find that as much as we don't want to, we may have to come in and do some landscape work just to tidy up some of the land areas. But It's certainly not something we want to do because the expense of that is going to be prohibitive. And really, we only want to do it if we absolutely have to. So we'll just have to see how that all pans out later on. All right. Now, the other quandary I've got at the moment as well is I've got to work out how I'm going to label and number these fields. So if I set up courseplay courses, for instance, I need to assign a number to them. So I'm going to have to work out on my own little mini map or something a numbering sequence so I know which ones are which, and so I can reference it, because we can't obviously change the in-game mini map or the HUD. So yeah, I'm going to have to work out how we're going to do that. I mean, obviously it's not going to be too hard. I just assign a number. Oh, pardon me, sorry for that. Yeah, so just assign a number, but how we assign the numbers and which ones they're going to be, and then we just got to record it down somewhere. I mean, I know it's not much of a problem, but it's just being able to make it readily available and remembering it, so as we can easily just sort of come onto a field and just set up a course by course and say, right, this is on field 7, and away we go. But anyway, all right, missing a little bit there, but that's not because of the layer there, that's just because of my very poor judgment. All right. So we'll do a couple of up and down rows now, and then we'll basically be done, and then we can move on the other two fields. So once we've applied a little lime, then we could come over. We could fertilise, but I don't think there's any real point at the moment. I think what we'll do is we'll just leave it as it is with the lime. Maybe we'll come in. No, we'll just seed over it. If we're going to put horseradish, oil radish, I should say, horseradish. I keep saying horseradish for some reason. Then I think perhaps I'll just seed it straight in. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really umming and ahhing about what we're going to do there. So if you have a thought, let me know in the comments down below. What should we do? Should we just put some grass down? Certainly an option. It certainly would help with supply for the sheep going forward. Or should we just put some oil radish in? Or, I mean, we could also put in some poplar. I guess I haven't done any poplar for a while. I'm not so sure these fields are really where we want to be putting poplar. Yeah, so I have to think about that. All right. Anyway, nonetheless, let us just get this finished off, and we'll get these other two fields done. Bit of wasting of lime here. As you can hear the prancing dog, and she's not really a small dog. She's a staffy, so she's on our floorboard. She just wanders around, tip, 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 tip. All right, that's it. So that's done. I'm not going to worry about that a little bit there. We'll head on over up here, and we'll continue on, and we'll finish liming these two fields up here, and then we'll be done. And then we really need to make the decision on exactly what we are going to do with the fields. I mean, obviously the planting cycle is going to determine what we are going to be doing in very much the major constraint. I think the choice is basically with my very sorted memory is either poplars, grass, or oil radish is what we can plant from here on in until we get back to spring. What am I saying autumn for? So yes, that's what we need to think about. All right, up this rise here, which is again a very deceiving rise. It's just through there. It really sort of comes up to the top and then becomes very deceiving. It's going to fly straight over here, and just continue on with this one. Now it dips right down low here. And we go back up again. So this is where the combines, I think, are really going to struggle. So it'll be an interesting test. I'm looking forward to seeing how all that equipment goes, as I said previously. All right. Now, I do have some good news. Now, I haven't said much about this before because, well, I mean, he's going through a bit of a tough time. But our good friend Aussie Medic. So Aussie Medic, he's been a part of this channel for a long time, and him and his wife have gone through a bit of a rough trot of late. His wife Annie, she had a bit of a heart problem last year, and had to have some serious heart operations, and there was a lot of trials and tribulations in relation to try and get the operation, all that sort of stuff, and there were delays and a whole pile of other things. Anyway, subsequently she got the operation, and she's doing marvelously, which is fantastic. Now, just as a small part of us helping out, I put the call out, and we raised a little bit of money just to get Annie some flowers and just to cheer up a little bit, which we did. Anyway, unfortunately, after going through all that ordeal with Annie, Aussie was made aware that it looked like he had cancer in the shoulder bone, basically. Aussie, feel free to correct that if I wasn't right. But anyway, so he was staring into the barrel of cancer of the shoulder, and I know it worried him a lot. He's a paramedic in real life, and it was a bit of a worry, and he didn't like or want to really tell anyone. It took ages for him to actually come out and tell me. But he then went through the chemo and all that sort of stuff, and then they had him scheduled for surgery. That was back a few weeks ago. They had him scheduled for surgery. And then at the last minute, because of basically medical staff ineptitude more than anything, they gave him, because he wasn't well prior to the surgery or something like that, they gave him something to help, and it basically caused them to have to cancel the surgery because it was going to possibly have an adverse effect or whatever else. But anyway, so they cancelled the surgery basically the day before or the day of, and the likelihood of it happening anytime soon was pretty remote, and I think Aussie was told it was going to be another 10 months or so for this surgery. Now, the surgery basically was to virtually replace all of the shoulder, so it was pretty significant and all that sort of stuff. So he became quite sort of down and upset about it all, which you can understand. Anyway, unbeknownst to me, just the other day, I get a message on our Discord saying that he was lying there in pain. And I mean, normally I'd sit there and just sort of say, well, that's good karma. But no, he was sitting there in pain because he actually had the operation. About a week or so after the other operation was cancelled, they'd advised him that they were going to slot him straight in, sort of thing. So anyway, he's since had the operation, which is fantastic. Now, with what they thought was the cancer in his bone, in the bone marrow, was actually just a big blood clot. So the best part out of all this is the fact that he doesn't have cancer in his shoulder. So while, as he said when we were talking about it yesterday, the chemo was wasted in relation to the fact that he didn't have cancer there. The good part is he doesn't have cancer there. So anyway, so he's had the operation. He's now got a metal shoulder, and he's in a bit of pain at the moment, which is quite advantageous for us because we get to stir him up a little bit and give him a little bit of pain. We don't want him in too much pain, but a little bit of pain's good. Keep him alive. and yeah, so it's good to hear that he's on the mend. He's had his surgery, and that it's not cancer. So that's fantastic. Now, one of the things that he was actually saying, he said to me in our Discord when we were on chat one night, was that his computer had fried his graphics card and he didn't have a graphics card, blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, it's good to see. Yesterday he came on and he actually put a thank you in my Discord saying, "Oh, thanks someone for donating a video card," and it was valued at about $419 for a 1660 6 gig NVIDIA. Anyway, because Ozzy had thought that it may have been me that donated it to him, but it wasn't. So it's actually been sent from England. So I've got my suspicions as to who it was. It's not part of our channel. But in any case, whoever it was that did donate that to our good friend Aussie Medic, thank you. It is good to see that other people like to do good for others that aren't in such a good position. So well done. So, and whoever it was, thank you very much for doing that, because Aussie deserves a bit of a break and something to go right for him, and as too does his wife Annie. And I'm very pleased that someone has done that for them. And by the way, if you're willing to give out other hardware, I'm looking for a brand new PC, so about $11,000 for my new PC would be fantastic. So you can just forward it to me here at Duck's Solid Gaming. Anyway, no, so that's good to hear. So I'm very glad for Aussie, and I hope that he enjoys that video card, and he gets back into doing a bit of gaming when he can move his shoulder a little bit more and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, so yeah, there you go. So a bit of a good news story, I guess, for the want of anything else. But yeah, so it's good. I mean, the good news stories are always good. I mean, like I think it's good to see that sometimes. And it's like the other day, I got two different stories for the supermarket with our current climate, with the idiots we have at the supermarkets and the restrictions we have with buying stuff. One's a very poor story, which I'm not going to worry about now, but that one's a nice one. I was at the checkout the other day, and at our supermarket you can only buy two of the same item. So if you want canned vegetables, for instance, you only buy 1 can of peas, 1 can of corn in one transaction, sort of thing. Anyway, there was this poor old lady, and she was knee-high to a grasshopper, and she had a helper or whatever there with her, and she just wanted an extra 4-pack of the fruit and jelly cups. $2 it was, $2.20 or something. And the staff, so this little girl at checkout said, "Look, I'm really sorry, ma'am, but I can't. The checkout won't let it go through, which won't. They programmed it so you can't do that." Anyway, so I've just called over to her and said to the shop assistant, said, "Pass over that jelly cup over here. I'll pay for it. Just put it on my account. I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. Just give it to her so she can go home." And the poor old dear, she started to tear up, and she said, "Oh, thank you very much." And I'm like, it's just these small things that can make someone's life so much happier in these times. And I mean, it was nothing. I mean, it was $2.20. So for me, it's not a problem. But just to see the smile on her face was fantastic. But on top of that, just to see the smiles on everyone else's face that was sort of around us, the staff and all that sort of stuff, it was good to see, because we've got to have some hope. We've got to have that sort of stuff at the moment, and there's not enough of it going around. So I mean, that's the reason why I did it, was not for glory or anything else like that. I mean, hell, why would you get glory for $2.20? But at the end of the day, she's gone home. She's an elderly lady. She has some hope into where we are possibly today as a society. But more importantly, she's going to go home happy with the fact that she's got that extra jelly cup. And I mean, who's to know? That may be what she has for many meals. Like, she hasn't got enough money to actually buy and have a decent salad or a steak or whatever else. So it's very important. And I do hope that message is received by many of you out there, and you do look after the elderly in our society. And if you see something like that, then make the offer. I mean, I will tell the story later on about the bloke with the 2 young kids and what I offered for them and the reaction I got. But yeah, so it was very nice to sort of see that. So between that and then hearing what was done for Aussie Medic, there is some good news out there. So keep positive, okay? We can do this. We can turn things around. Just small steps. Pay it forward, all that sort of stuff. And we can do it. All right, well, that's it. So we have managed to get the fertilizer on the field. We'll head over here and have a look. So we've got the fertilizer on the field and we've ploughed it, so we're all good to go. Oh, that's a bit of a mess. Not very good there at all, is it? Need to get that fertilized. So we need to get over there and put some fertilizer on as well, but that's okay. All right, what we are going to do quickly before we sign off, we'll just go in here. So what can we sow? Oilseed radish, poplar and grass. So that is all we can seed, although we can do a winter crop here. So that's what we might do. We might just put a winter crop in of canola or oats. In fact, that's what we will do. Right, so where are we? Day 17, we're at day 15. So in 2 days, we can seed that field. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on over there. We're going to get some fertilizer on the field, and then we will seed on day 17. So the first day of autumn, we will do a seeding of that, and then that will be our winter crop. Now, about that time, we should also be ready to actually start harvesting these fields. They should be getting close to coming into harvest about that time as well. So we'll be pretty busy. So let's have a look and see what we've got now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fields. Not too bad. And then we've got the big grass area down here for the sheep, which we can't do. But that's not actually, no, we've got another field. Got another one in there too, don't we? Let me have a look. Right, another one in there. Yes, we've got 13 fields. 14 fields, because we've got the grass field there. Well, there you go. So we've got more than enough fields at the moment to keep us busy, I think. But anyway, that's it. So I hope you're enjoying this episode. The next episode, I will try and do that overhead comparison. We'll sort of show you exactly what's been going on and what the differences are between the default map when we started and where we're at now. And we've got some other things to showcase as well, which we'll get to. But I hope you enjoyed the series, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And don't forget, pay it forward, be kind to the elderly, all that sort of stuff. And of course, don't forget to come and join us on Discord, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. Details are down below in the comments. Don't forget to press that little like button as well. Let me know you liked the episode. And also, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the episode and what else you want to see happen, all that sort of stuff. And of course, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider pressing that subscribe button. And if you do that, press that alarm notification icon as well so you're made aware of when more videos are available just like this on the channel. All right, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Willamina Forest and GrizzlyBearSims Gaming. See you later. Bye.